Welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Lost World. Last time we started off Sky Road with two really fun levels, and this time we'll be moving on to Zone 3. Hey, remember that one time I told you? Keep that in mind. Keep that level concept in mind. Who would have guessed that it would come back in full force here in one of the later stages? Yep, it's back again, and if you didn't learn your lesson last time, and if you didn't try out this level beforehand, you might have a little bit of a problem here, because now we have some more aggressive enemies. We have these guys back from Sky Chase. They are a little bit more aggressive than they were then. No, actually, the more I think about it, not really. They weren't that big of a threat to begin with, and they're really not that different here. I thought they were firing a little bit faster, but I guess I'm blind. I don't know. Let's call it blindness. This level is a little bit more difficult, though, because now there's a lot more for us to avoid. So you want to be a little bit more careful. There are these rockets that are a little bit difficult to avoid. The fire can hurt you. The rocket itself can hurt you, so be careful. It can be a little annoying when you miss a red ring here, because you can't really go back for it now, can you? So this is a bit of a level that you might have to go back to a few times if you are trying to 100% the game. But hey, fun fact, don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. It gets you supersonic. I'm going to show off gameplay of him later that I'm going to take from somebody else, because I haven't 100% in this game ever, because it's not worth my time. Somebody out there did it, though. Good for them. They're these egg pawns. Kind of funny. You can kill them. You know, just happy little killings. Nothing too special. I'm not going to get that red ring, aren't I? No, that's so frustrating. They're really not that bad to get, so I'm kind of sad that I'm missing them. This guy's going to go all the way up. This guy's going to go all the way down. Miss another red ring again by a hair. I seem to be doing that a lot. This level. It's really not bad, actually. It's pretty simple, pretty easy to go through. And I think this mechanic is actually a lot more fun than people give it credit for. It still feels very Sonic, despite the fact that it's, you know, not necessarily your average Sonic Lost World gameplay. So I don't mind it all that much. It's not like a snowball. It's not anything else that's more annoying. It's pretty fine. I don't mind it. Okay, that's how you do it. I remembered, because I saw the timer ticking down. This is a bit of a difficult level to do simply due to time restraints, and that boss fight can take a lot of time to realize what to do on, because the only boss fight we've seen, or the only enemy we've seen like that before, is the one that we saw earlier in Tropical Coast, and that guy we just had to go under. We had to wait for him to leave. So you might just think this is an obstacle you have to wait out, when no, actually it's not. You have to kill him by falling down in your ball form into those missiles and actually knocking him backwards. It's weird, and I'm not particularly fond of it. I feel like they could have done a better job of making that known, or maybe given a bit of a generous time limit, but they didn't. $4,000. They're getting up there, and I actually think that I forgot to do an animal carnival that I said I would do off screen. I absolutely did. I will be right back. So with that out of the way, let's move on. 6,000 animals. Not bad. It's back. Yeah, we didn't have to deal with it for a little while, but here he is again.
One by one, your friends are falling. Soon, you will be all alone.
Not only are we getting darker level backgrounds, but we're also getting a darker story. Tails, where is he? Oh, he's getting turned into a robot. No biggie. Amy and Knuckles, what are they doing? They're literally dead. I'm not joking. All of the life has been sucked out of them. They are nothing but a husk, a corpse of what they used to be. There is no life left in them. They are dead. They are up there with God. Gone for good. Alright? Okay, well, maybe not for good. But they're gone. Not to be seen again until the very end of this story. This is where the game starts getting a little bit darker. We've had those moments where Eggman's like, I'm gonna strangle you, and he just grabs him by the neck and starts shaking him back. That I may have embellished the details there a little bit, but you get the point. We are getting into territory which hasn't been really touched for Sonic in a long time, if not ever. Back in Sonic Adventure 1, Sonic Adventure 2, there were deeper, darker portions of the story, like, oh my god, the moon just got blown in half. What the heck, you know? But this game takes it to a level which I don't think was explored in those games, really. Like, Sonic's friends legit dying. I think the only thing comparable to that is Sonic himself dying in Sonic 06, but we don't talk about that. So this is just kind of an interesting little take on things. It's so weird though, because Amy and Knuckles are just literally dead. There's no other way you can spin that. They're just dead. But anyway, talking about the level itself, we have a Mario 64-esque slide. Things are a little bit weird here. We're back in a desert level motif. I don't know if this was just a cut level from the desert and they were like, and just shoved it in here. But the motif definitely gives off that vibe. And this level this little level geometry bit where we're sliding down things is going to come back a little bit later. So you just saw a very basic version of it then, but things will get a little bit more difficult, a little bit more complicated later on. This right here is a really, really hard number game, is what I'll call it, to deal with. Because as you can see right down here, that 3 is going to be difficult to get. Let's see if I can do it. Oh. I'll take what I can get, okay. But this 2 is also, yeah, okay. See if I can salvage it. Maybe, I'm going to give up, no. It's probably not going to work. So yeah, that's a really hard one to deal with. You have to have some pretty good reaction time. You have to time your jumps pretty carefully. So those get really, really hard later on, and they give you the exact same amount of lives as the ones in the beginning early levels. So, you know, I don't know. I feel like they should have done something a little bit more special with that. Like, ooh, look, you get more lives from the harder ones. But anyway, there are big fat cacti. This is very reminiscent of Mario Galaxy, actually. And this right here. This pole that you hold onto and allows you to move over to this slide actually breaks. And as you can see, that slide that we were on initially ends. You'll fall off and instantly die there. This is a newbie trap, and I kind of really hate those. I'm not a big fan of newbie traps, and if you don't react fast enough and realize what's going on, you're done. It's actually an incredibly strict time limit. That life I just got there, I got it barely. So it's just... it's not a cool thing to do, man. I don't particularly like them doing that, but it's alright. That scared the crap out of me, because I had 0 rings, and there was literally no way to avoid it. But, you know, I guess if there's no way to avoid something, they give you some way out of it. So, really, there is a way to avoid it. Anyway, pigs. So this level isn't very well liked by a lot of people. This is where the difficulty really cranks up. But I will admit, some of that difficulty is due to a little bit of archaic BS design. Like right there. So as I was saying before I died, some of the difficulty from this level comes from archaic BS design. Like what you saw when I died. This has Castlevania syndrome. As soon as you move up, the auto-scrolling, I don't even know if that's correct terminology. But the point is, as the camera scrolls, it will not be able to scroll back down. It's kind of like Super Mario Bros. 1. Except if you fall down, you die, because the camera can't scroll anymore. So you just fall into a bottomless pit that's chasing you upwards for some reason, and you die. I don't particularly think that's cool beans, but otherwise, this level's actually pretty fine. As I was saying, this is where the difficulty really picks up. This is where things get a little bit more challenging and a little bit more fun, I feel, when it comes to, at least, like, difficulty? I don't know. The way I worded that's really weird. A lot of the levels earlier in this playthrough were really fun, and I enjoy them a lot. But this level specifically is where the difficulty picks up significantly. We played a level earlier, last episode, I believe. and that level's fun and difficult at the same time. But this is just straight up difficult, like even harder than that level. There's some joy to be had in here, but I feel like a lot of the archaic design choices just kind of ruin it. Otherwise, it's fine though. Definitely a level that exists. What really sucks is this boss battle. Let me explain. We're fighting against Zavok. He, for some reason, puts his arm up, tries to block my attack. Just take it, bro. Stop being a freaking tease. But you can homing kick his arm away and leave him entirely open to a homing attack. This part of the level is fine. This boss fight is actually more difficult than any of the other boss fights we've seen ever. Fun thing you can do right here. You can actually kick him into those lasers and immobilize him for a little bit, allowing you to do even more damage, which is a lot of fun to do. But anyhow, this is a more difficult boss fight, and I think that it is actually a decent amount of fun. It's a little bit slow, but it's not too bad. My main issue comes with this, the final hit. Also, I'm really not used to his charge. I find myself getting hit by that a lot just because it's such a slow charge, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. The final hit, okay, it's not going to be shown off there. Give me a second. Let's knock him over this way. We want to get him to the very edge of this platform dragon thing. Let's see, maybe I can do it. Oh! One more, please. Okay. I don't mind that. This will allow me to knock you backwards. But anyway, the final hit, as he's falling backwards, to kill him, needs to be a fully charged homing attack. Nothing else will work. A normal homing attack won't work. A kick won't work. It has to be a fully charged homing attack, which is entirely based on random chance. I have no idea how it works. Nobody does. Nobody has any idea how it works, because it's, again, random chance. There's no explanation as to how that works, and you've never had to use a fully charged homing attack to kill an enemy before, so it being needed there is incredibly annoying. But we have an extra level in Sky Road, and I think considering the fact that we have the final world coming up in next episode, I kind of don't want to infringe on the final world's intense nature with my Sky Road level, I guess. So we're just gonna do it right here, right now. Okay, let's try that one more time. Hopefully a little bit better though. Hopefully with a little bit more success. So, let's talk about this level. This is an absolutely fantastic place to grind lives. As you can see, there's a lot of rings and there's a lot of lives in general just lying around here. Before in the original Sonic Lost World, pre-patch, pre-coin patch, you couldn't actually gain that many lives. There were still a lot to be had, but there weren't as many because rings didn't get you a 1-up. Again, super weird choice, but hey, whatever. But now it's even more lucrative for you, so it's super duper worth your time. This is just, in general, a fun level that lets you get a lot of lives. There's a lot of rings, there's a lot of just normal platforming. It's a whole lot of fun. I think this is very much worth your time. Even if it didn't have lives involved, it's still fun. So, you know, hey, there's that. So down here, there was a life that I didn't notice in time, so that's fun. There's also this, which gets you another life. Wow! It's almost like a place that I said had a lot of lives has a lot of lives. Pretty crazy. The one thing that can be a little bit difficult about this level is the fact that we have these disappearing platforms and these stupid people playing the game. I'm back. And look at how many lives I've gained. Well, I skipped one, so you can't see. There we go. Look at how many lives I've gained while we were gone. Wowza. But no, anyway, as I was saying, this level can be a little bit challenging because you have a lot of enemies that actually slow down your pace. For one, the guy who's been hovering above me this entire time and been just, in general, a nuisance because he's throwing out spike balls that stop me in midair, which can be a really, really big problem. You also have the spongy enemies, and in general, a lot of those enemies just make it harder to move fast in a level where you have to move fast, or else a bottomless pit is awaiting you in the future. Otherwise, though, not too bad, just fun in general, and a great place to grind lives, as I've said. Anyhow, With that being said and done, next time on Let's Play Sonic Lost World. Sky Road was a fun romp, and it's behind us now, as we move into Lava Mountain. But again, that's for next time. Until then,